Welcome, my peeps, my peoples. Please like, comment, subscribe, share the video. It would be greatly appreciated from the bottom of my heart, my peeps, my peoples. Let's talk about the challenge. Season 32, episode 5, guilty by association. Yes, guilty by association. That's what happened to Alicia last episode. She was guilty by association with Corey, and they came after her. Nicole threw her off that beam into the water because it was guilty because of by association. So anyways, let's get into it. This was a great episode. This is probably the best episode so far this season. Let's see if they have some more episodes to top this. Last episode was good too, to see Tony eat all that nasty stuff and eat the marshmallows and shit and that cheese and everything, just to see his determination to win. So when you are determined to win, baby, you win, you win, you win. Anyways, so let's get into it. So Sylvia's in bed. Basically, she's sick. She's not feeling good, and she's been voted in to go into the elimination round because of Brad and Josh. But ultimately, Tony chose their team or whatever because he wasn't going to go against Bananas. And then on top of that, he had a vendetta against, Sylvia because she threw him in. And plus he has a vendetta. He doesn't like Brad. Him and Brad has a vendetta. So anyways, Zack feels bad. He feels horrible. And he was like, so just tell us who you want to go in, really just tell us. They was like, yo, just can't Britt be in one of them three, because they got the word that Britt needs to be in the elimination. And basically you can choose the two others. So they picked Kayla and I guess Melissa was, the choices too as well. But, Sylvia was like, whoever you guys want to put in. I was like, go Sylvia, go Sylvia, go. So anyways, we have Shane talking to, Nelson, and that shit was funny. Shane is an asshole. Shane starts trouble, and Shane is funny, but, he be doing some dirty shit on the side, because we know what he did with Corey and Nelson one time. He tried to pit them against each other so he could win that round, because that was a triumphant type of round, like a gladiator round, and Shane couldn't compete against Corey and Nelson when it was like one-on-one combat, like with a rope and shit like that and a ball. So anyways, Shane says, you know what, why is he says, why is Sylvia always surprised, like when her name is called? Like she always has a surprised look on her face, like she's surprised, like this is how the game is played. And he's just laughing and making fun of her. I was like, Shane, you need to stop. And so then you got Brad and you got Josh looking all innocent, feeling all guilty, feeling all bad about putting, telling Sylvia's name. But I'm telling you right now, Brad does not give two shits, not at all. The way he says Sylvia's name immediately, fast, it slid right off of his tongue immediately. So he was not feeling bad about the situation. Josh says he feels a little bit bad, but he had to do what he had to do. He says looking in her eyes, blah blah blah. So they turned on Sylvia. So now I guess his game on. And so then you got Tony, Zack, and Marie. They in the Troika. They got to choose who's going to go in and all this other stuff. And Shane was just so funny. Then Shane goes out to the house where the other guys are at. And he talks to Josh. And he was like, Josh, you really did break our heart. You broke our heart. And then Brad is walking by as he's saying that, and Shane goes, I saw her soul shadow. And then Carl Marie said something too. She was like, yeah, you really broke our heart. And Josh was like, oh man, come on, like nah. Then Brad was like, what are you guys talking about? And then it was like, we're talking about what you did to Sylvia. You broke the poor girl's heart. That's what you did. And that whole scene right there was just, to me, was hilarious. And so then that's when Shane said, what about this, Brad? What about if it was between you, Britt, and Josh? Who would you choose? And Brad was like, I'm not doing no goddamn hypotheticals. And so like that whole scene was funny, how Shane was like, I'm gonna use this as an advantage, to go around, tease people and talk about it. So that was like a little bit of a comic relief or whatever. And then you have Kayla, you have Marie, and you have Cam and Sylvia, basically, and they're talking, and it seems like they are kind of like team up and they got each other. Basically they kind of want Britt to go in as well, because they want to get Britt out, because she's tied to Brad, because nobody wants Brad in the house. I guess Brad sourpuss everybody in the house just that quick, and it's only like only on episode 5. Like, damn. It was like he's the next target. First it was Corey, and then it was Brad. And so basically then that's when Marie is just like, well, the guys really want Brad or whatever, so we'll just leave that up there. We'll leave that up to the guys or whatever, but we'll just put it in the ear that, Britt is the person that we want. Britt is the person we want to go in because we want to break up her alliance with, Brad. But at least they're following the protocol, because they did break up Corey and Alicia and then put Alicia out, but they got rid of Corey because Bananas really wanted Corey gone. Main reason he was out of there ASAP. So now it's, Brad and Brett. So is anybody gonna go after Bananas and Natalie? And Kaylee better be careful. She better stay away from Nelson. She better, talk to him on the side or whatever. Don't be hugging him because she didn't get picked to go in. Like, don't hug him. Like, shit. You just see what happened to Alicia. You see what's happening now with Brett. Be careful who you chill with, who you want to spend time with, because it will come and bite you in your ass. And so, Tony was like, Tony was acting all like he was sorry when he was talking to Sylvia, like, Uran or whatever. I'm gonna give you an opportunity to pick whoever you want to go up against. But Tony was glad that she went in because she's in Vendetta. So anyways, Tony was faking a funk, but Tony is really acting different this season. He's not childish, he's not being stupid, and he's not being used, but he is kinda still thinking that he's under the umbrella of Bananas. But I think he's just trying to play that card so Banana doesn't go after him, or they eliminate everybody else that they don't like and then come to him. He's trying to buy himself some time, but hopefully he doesn't think he's in a tight alliance with Banana. Maybe things have changed, but we know how Bananas really feel about Tony. So I was just like, damn. So, Britt is just really the option. They really want, Britt to go in. And Tony's like, Sylvia really did me wrong in Invasions. And so then Bananas outside, he's talking with Natalie or whatever, and basically they're talking about Britt, how Britt is getting thrown under the bus. And Natalie was like, she's a vet, compared to all the newbies. Like, why is she going? Like, why do people want her to go in? And so basically they're talking about is guilty because of association, because she's chilling with Brad and she's, having sex with Brad. So on the screen you can see all the money that some of the players has, and Josh has the most and the Bananas the second, and it'll come up again. So I was just like, damn. And so, but then it's like, you want to stage a fight, pretend like we're arguing and we ain't cool no more, because, you're going to have a target on your head. And Natalie feels like she might have a target because, she's aligning with Bananas. But her target, she is a target because of that. And some of the girls are jealous. Some of the girls don't like that because Bananas really never protect any girls like he's protecting her. And so, but Banana's really not picking on anybody and making fun of people. He's doing everything quietly this season. He's quiet. He is saying who he wants to go in, having a little bit of conversation. He's not out in the open with it. Only last time he was with Corey. So, we'll see if Banana, goes back to his old self, starting little beef, starting little fires. He was kind of rude in the morning to Cam because she was talking about her argument with Melissa. So basically he's just telling, Natalie that they think that they should plan an argument or whatever, so people won't align her to him. But basically it's a good look for her. It's not like she's aligning herself with somebody that's weak and don't have power in the house, because Bananas definitely got power in the house. So moving on from that, and then, so Brad goes and talked to Tony, whatever. And he was like, Tony, I want to squash all the beef that we have or whatever. We got to find on the back foot and all this other stuff. Like, if you can protect me, you can protect my girl, and find some way not to call her name in. We'll repay you back. I got you, whatever. They give each other daps or whatever. And it seems like it's real. And Brad was like, okay, yeah, this is cool. And so then Tony goes, as soon as Tony's done with the meeting, he goes to talk to Bananas, and what's his name, Leroy sitting there. And so then Bananas was like, so I'm gonna just guess that you just got through talking to Brad and he's gonna protect you, he's gonna help you, blah blah blah. And so Tony was like, yeah, the motherfucker came to me talking about it's all good and he wants me to give him a deal, throw him a deal or whatever, give him a 2-for-1 deal, like protect him, protect Brett, and then somehow he's gonna protect me or whatever. He was like, yeah, that dude was talking about he want a favor from me and he ain't got no favors to give him, he ain't got nothing to offer, you know what I mean? He want a 2-for-1 deal. And they just sit there and they just laughed at Brad. That shit was so funny too. And even Leroy was like, Leroy was imitating Brad, Tony was imitating Brad, and fucking Vendettas was imitating Brad, and they were just making fun of him like he's a goofball. I was like, yo, I just, that shit was so funny. And then, Leroy's on, because you don't ever really see Leroy making fun of people. Leroy was in the mix making fun of Brad. And they just all had him down packed. They had their eyeballs sticking out, talking all like he talks. They're talking about how deflated he's been deflating. He ain't as big as he was. And then Bananas calling him like the ape man, calling him like the caveman. Woo, 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 woo. Here's my rock. Here's my stick. Woo, 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 woo. Where's my girl? Where's Brittany? I was just like, oh God. I was just like, it's just too funny. And so, Leroy wants, Brittany in because Brittany threw his name up and the Dirty 30, which he was sent home after. That was supposed to be a joke or a throwaway vote, but it really wasn't because there's people that still had to continue to vote. So he wants her gone and he wants to break up that alliance with Brad. And everyone thinks Brad is crazy. Brad is crazy, right? What do you guys think about Brad? Like, why do everybody just hates him so much? Is it because he's obnoxious? What is it? You guys tell me what you think. I know he got into a fight a long time ago and he got his ass beat and he was passed out. He was knocked out unconscious or whatever. So you guys tell me what you think about Brad and why the rest of the house really wants him out. Do they really dislike Brad or they dislike him because Banana dislike him? So I thought that whole scene right there was funny. Like, I was like, yo. And so, anyways, they're making fun of Brad or whatever. Then you got Melissa. She's going to beg, Nicole to, hey, Nicole, protect me, help me, have my back. Isn't your friends on the Troika? Isn't Tony your friend? Isn't Marie your friend? Protect me, have my back, and all this other stuff. Come on, girl, I need you, baby, to help me. And so Nicole was like, I got you. And Kim is listening at the same damn time. And not Natalie, Kayla's listening too. They're all eavesdropping, they're all ear hustling. And so Nicole was like, don't worry, but everybody wants Brett to go in. You're safe. And that's what I thought. I thought Brett was going in because Bananas wanted Brett in. So that I thought Brett was gonna go in. That's what I did think. And so anyways, and so, Nicole was like, I got your back. Don't worry about it. I got you, whatever. And so then you got Brett, you got Cara, and you have Jimmy, and you have Veronica. And basically, they're talking to Brett to tell her, like, because Brett finds out that she's going in because they end up debating, and it's going to be Melissa, Kayla, and Brett going in. And then at the last minute, Marie was changing her mind about throwing Brett in. She didn't really want to throw her in. And it's like, so she finally did. And so she agreed upon it. And so then, Brad is all like mad. He looks upset or whatever. And Brett is like, I can't believe this, because Brett is like, yo, there's too many newbies here for me to be going in. And like, I wish like the rookies would, watch the seasons and just realize all rookies need to stick together and get the vets out or try to get all the vets they can get out, because what the vets do every year is pick off the rookies and then they pick each other off. But sometimes they would throw in a vet if they can get a good chance. But I'm like, yo, you rookies, you need to put your vendetta aside and go after the vets, because they're gonna pick you off and then they're gonna start picking each other off. But they never learn. They do the same shit over and over and over. So anyways, so they let Brett know that, like, Veronica, it was like, Veronica was like, no, it wasn't Veronica, it was, Cara was like, Brad has had arguments with, Marie. Brad has had arguments with this person. Brad has did this. And then you have, Jimmy. Jimmy was like, what did Jimmy say Brad did? I think it was Jimmy. Jimmy said, that, no, it was Veronica. Veronica said that Brad, I think it was Veronica, said that Brad has all these type of alliance. He keeps starting alliance with different people. He got like alliance with everybody in the house. It was either Veronica or Jimmy that said that, but I think it was, no, it was Veronica. And then Jimmy just said, you know what boils down to this is guilty by association because you're messing with him. That's why. And because a lot of people don't dislike her, but Leroy disliked her to the fullest. And so, and plus, people like to break up couples. So it is what it is. And so Brett is just like, I don't know why everybody needs to get over it. And she was like, I'm not going to change that I was messing with him or whatever. And so then we got Kaylee talks to Nicole because now they're going to a party. They're all dancing. Melissa is actually dancing with Victor, I think his name is. But then, Kaylee goes to talk to Nicole to tell Nicole, hey, listen, your girlfriend's trash. She's this, she's that. She's a whore. She's a douchebag, blah, blah, blah. All that other stuff. And, but we have to, let's not forget the Troika. They went to the Troika. Melissa was dressed all sexy. She's trying to use what she got to get what she need to win what she want, because that's what she knows how to do. And let's not act like we have not seen this on a challenge before, where people sleep around to get protection or to have somebody have their back and stuff like that, or they use their body. So it is what it is. And then Kaylee was like, yo, I'm just a good person, basically. And, and then, what's her name? Britt was like, it's a good chance that if I go in, I'm coming back. It's a good chance Britt could come back, because Britt is not a slouch. She's not a bad player. She is a good contender. But she's not the greatest, but she is a good contender. And she's probably got even better over the time period since the last time we seen her. So basically they plead their case. Melissa's using her body, and she's talking about Nicole. Isn't Nicole your friend? Nicole this and that. And it was like, oh, should we send you home because of Nicole, or should we keep you here because of Nicole? Well, we're really good friends, blah 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 blah. And then Britt was like, I'm guilty by association, but you know what? If you keep me here, you throw me a bone, I throw you guys a bone, and then I guarantee you Brad will be on board and he'll throw you guys a bone too. And so that's when Zack was like, I don't know what the fuck Britt is talking about I'll throw you a bone and shit like that. He was like, I don't know what kind of fucking bone you're gonna throw me. Like, I don't know where that bone's gonna go, what kind of bone it is, where the bone's gonna go, if the bone's gonna hit me. It was like, come on with that bullshit. And then Zack was also like, Melissa was out here trying to use her body and her sexism to get over. And he was like, Kaylee was the only sweet, nice person up there that was really wanted to be in a challenge, because Zack has done that before, where he has had girls that will align to him in the very beginning, to be with him so he can protect them and all this other stuff and help him and all this other stuff. This is in the very, very beginning, when he wasn't even that good of a contender, but his size and them steroids he used to take made him really big, and he was really strong back then. So anyways, moving on from that. So let's get back to now. You got Kayla, Cam, Kaylee, Gemma, and Melissa, basically, and they're all in the room, whatever. And so then we get a fight going on. We get some argument going on first. We got Kaylee. She's going at... First, she's after, the Troika, she argues with, Melissa, talking about Melissa. Oh, you use sex, you use your body, and that's all you ever do, and you have a boyfriend, and you're no good, and you're this, and you're that. And they did ask, Kaylee at the Troika, like, why are you guys Vendettas? Because she stole 2 of my boyfriends, or she slept with my boyfriend twice. I'm like, damn, that's why you got a vendetta? You ain't talking to that dude no more, so you guys should hook up and, be an alliance to each other, because the rookies, they're gonna pick you guys off first before they pick each other off. So anyway, it's like, I hope the rookies get it together. And so so they're going back and forth. And so then after that, they go to the club and then they come back. And then as Cam and Melissa, they go back and forth. Basically, Cam is like, I want to tell you, Melissa, that what everybody thinks about you, what everybody says about you, blah, blah, blah. And you say you want to have everything told to you in your face. And I'm telling you right to your face. And then that's when Melissa was like, oh, no, you're not going to stop talking to me. Oh, yeah, a slapper. It's a slut, a hoe, and a slag. So a slapper or a slut. That is Veronica. So Veronica is that washed up whore. She did Anissa wrong. Ugh. So anyways, moving on from that, she's quiet. I thought she was gonna come out of her shell and get into it because Brittany was up there, but Veronica has been playing the game quiet and close. Quiet and close. I don't know what she's doing behind the scenes. The cameras ain't even been on her. So anyways, I always like to know what trifling people up to. So anyways, they're arguing or whatever, going back and forth. Then Melissa puts her hair in a ponytail. She's standing on her tippy toes. She's in Cam's face. Cam's in her face. They're about to go at it. Then she jumps in the middle and tries to break it up. And then she ends up getting into it with Melissa. And then Kayla jumps in and get into it with Melissa. They don't like Melissa. I don't know why. I guess it's because Melissa's been using her bodies and her looks to get over. And she's not playing the game fair. Nobody plays this fucking game fair. I don't know when you people will get that through your head. Just ask Bananas, ask Leroy, ask Veronica. So anyways, so basically all the girls is going at Melissa. They don't like Melissa. They want the bitch out. Only friend that she got, I guess, is Natalie, and Natalie has been up there with Bananas, so it is what it is. And so then that's when I think is Kyle. Kyle comes in and he saves or he removes Melissa from the situation. We know Melissa's an MMA fighter and all this other bullshit. And then you got Kyle talking about like she can really fight, blase and the third, this and that. All the guys you really do want to see a fight, but if they fight, they're gonna go home. That's what sucks. But so anyways, on the other reality shows, they don't go home after they fight. At least they get one free fight. So anyways, but we have seen the violence on the challenge where you got real athletes, real fighters sometimes could beat the pulp out of somebody. So it is what it is. So anyways, they break up the shit or whatever. The next day in the morning starts. Nicole's in bed. She didn't even bother going. She don't even know what's going on in the house or whatever. So then Cam is still talking in the kitchen about the bullshit with Kayla. Bananas walked in, was like, oh, you still talking about that shit? Everybody was in his face. Come on, let it go. I don't want to hear that bullshit no more. And so then, Cam sees Nicole. It's like, yo, you better get your girlfriend if you don't want her to get beat up. And then Nicole, as like, only person that's gonna be that's gonna be in a fight is gonna be me and you. I was like, oh, here we go with Nicole. Fucking, I can't stand Nicole. I can't stand Nicole because she's the real bully. Because she pushed Alicia in the water for no reason. And that was wrong. And Alicia is not a trained firefighter or weightlifter like she is, and no one else in the game. And we have a lot of dirty players that are in this game right now that did not stoop to Nicole's level for no reason. And she doesn't really have she has no beef with Alicia. And you see how the people are treating her girlfriend now. That's what she get, because she came after Alicia for no reason, threw her in the water, and tried to make her life miserable there and be an asshole. Now the person that she likes, people coming after her and doing her, trying to fight her and whatever, and telling her that she ain't shit. Because Nicole, you reap what you sow. You sue that shit against Alicia. Now your girlfriend Melissa got it. So anyways, amen. Thank you, Jesus. So crazy. So anyways, moving on from that. So I was so glad, Nicole got a taste of her medicine. But I don't know. I guess, Melissa, she's feisty or whatever. But you know what? I was glad that she wasn't scared, like she was ready to go, because she can't fight. But I think that she would have got beat up by Cam. I really do think she would have got beat up by Cam, because there's only so much. Unless you do the knockout shot, you hit them in the jaw and you do a knockout, they're bigger her size. And I seen a lot of fighters get their ass whooped by regular motherfuckers. So anyways, moving on from that, now it's time to go in. Tony, Marie, and who else? Tony, Marie. I don't know who the fuck was picking. Tony, Marie. who was the other person? I guess I don't know who the other person was. So right now we just got Tony. We just got Tony and Marie that was on the Troika, because I can't remember who else was on the Troika. So you got Tony and Marie that was on that, they can't, and Zack, they can't pick who was supposed to go into the, going to elimination round. Like, they're basically changing their mind at the last time. Basically, they thought that it was going to be Brett, and they want Brett out because they know everybody else want Brett out, and plus Banana put the word in that he wants Brett out, but it doesn't happen. They feel like Melissa needs to go in because all the girls want Melissa. Melissa's an easier choice, and plus they don't really want to throw, Brett in, because there's a possibility she can actually come back. It's a possibility anybody can fucking come back. But I also think that they don't want to be manipulated by, Bananas either. And plus, everybody in the house wants Melissa going. So that way, they don't have to worry about Brad coming after them. They don't worry about, right now, Britt coming back at them because, they did her a solid. But solids and favors doesn't really matter unless you get a real, it doesn't matter. Unless the person is a loyal person that can keep their word or whatever. So basically they change up because basically everybody in the house wants Melissa going out. So, Melissa did herself a disservice by getting into an argument with, with Cam. And I hope Cam didn't put a target on her back by yelling and arguing with Melissa and carrying on, even though she had some of the vets, have her back and everything. But she could have put a target on herself if she lets it go and don't talk about Melissa anymore and don't get into any more arguments. She's straight. Kaylee's doing good. She didn't get into any arguments. She was just been keeping it cool. And I can't believe, like, Melissa had the nerve to go over there to talk to Kaylee about what happened the other night. Like, I think Melissa thinks Kaylee's her friend. So anyways, now it's time for the elimination round, and guess who is safe? Kaylee is safe. Kaylee's safe, and Brett is safe, and Melissa is going in, and it is a match, and like almost like a ring, and with a ball is thrown from like a plaque, and then the ball goes down into the oil. So you have to get into the oil, and you have to put oil all over your body, and it seems like there's nothing but baby oil in there, and you have to fight. You have to get the ball and put it in the barrel and score a point, but you have to stay on your knees until you get outside the ring and touch the red carpet. And Melissa scores the first point. She's pulling, she's kicking, she's kneeing, she's elbowing, and she's fighting dirty. But did they do this round just to keep Melissa in, because Melissa is an MMA fighter, and she does gymnastics and aerobics, and she does all types of different training, that they picked this particular match because they thought she was gonna win? Well, they were wrong. Sylvia won. Sylvia was like, fight dirty, Sylvia, fight dirty. Then Sylvia somehow got some power in her, because Sylvia was sick. She was just not feeling good and shit like that, and all of a sudden she just got that ball, and she was just throwing Melissa over, moving her around, and she was getting I was like, oh my God, Melissa. I was like, oh my God, Sylvia, you are back. Like, oh my God, I was so happy to see Sylvia be triumphant in this round, because a lot of people counted her out, and I wasn't sure she wasn't gonna. I wasn't sure when I saw Melissa score the first point, and then also Melissa is fast, and and we also know Sylvia was sick, but Melissa won. She scored the 2 points, and she didn't even fight dirty. Like, she wasn't even dirty towards Melissa, and she still won. You know what I mean? So I think this was a great episode. I'm at 28 minutes. I'm out. Peace, one love.